This video is sponsored by PTCGLstore.com, a great place for you to buy Pokemon TCG code cards. Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be showcasing Bloodmoon URSALUNA from the Shrouded Fable expansion set. Bloodmoon URSALUNA has the ability Battle Hardened. If you play this Pokemon from your hand to your bench, you may attach up to 2 basic fighting energy from your hand to this Pokemon. It's reminiscent of Galarian Zapdos from the Sword and Shield era, but URSALUNA has a deadlier attack. For 2 fighting and 1 colorless energy, Mad Bite deals 100 base damage, and this attack will deal 30 more damage for each damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. So if your opponent's active has an initial 3 damage counters on it, you can knock it out if it has 220 HP. And with 6 damage counters, you can pretty much knock out any Pokemon with 340 HP or less. True, this attack is very strong, but there are a few things you still need to set up, like putting damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon and energizing this attack. To add damage counters to our opponent, I'll be pairing Bloodmoon URSALUNA with FROSLASS with a Freezing Shroud ability. Every Pokemon checkup, put 1 damage counter on all Pokemon in play with abilities on them except for FROSLASS. And since this ability will damage our own Pokemon with abilities, we can also utilize Munkidori with the Adrena Brain ability. As long as it has a dark energy attached on it, you can transfer up to 3 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So this ability is great for healing up our own Pokemon, but also to damage our potential targets. I also have Radiant Alakazam with a Painful Spoons ability, which allows you to transfer up to 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another one of their Pokemon. This is great for dealing damage to Pokemon with no abilities, and in some cases between FROSLASS, Munkidori, and Alakazam, you may even be able to knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon just by transferring damage on it. And finally, I also have a bunch of Vengeful Punch tool cards. If your Pokemon with this equip was knocked out by damage from an attack by your opponent, put 4 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Powering up Bloodmoon URSALUNA requires fighting energies to be in your hand to effectively utilize its ability. So to get the energies, you can use Earthen Vessel. By discarding 1 card from your hand, you can search your deck for up to 2 basic energies and put them into your hand. I also have Energy Retrieval, which allows you to recover up to 2 basic energies from your discard pile back to your hand. And the most useful trainer card in this deck is Lana's Aid. This allows you to recover up to 3 in any combination of non-rule box Pokemon and basic energies from your discard pile back into your hand. So even if your opponent knocks out your Bloodmoon URSALUNA, you could just use this to recover majority of the cards that you need to set up a new attacker. As for my draw engine, I have 2 copies of Cleffa. While this Pokemon only has 30 HP, its grasping draw attack is just so useful. Not only does it cost 0 energy, but it also lets you draw cards until you have 7 in your hand. And it's a great pivot because it also has 0 retreat cost. And having other pivot options is good to have, so I have a couple of rescue boards to reduce the retreat cost of some of our Pokemon. And I also have 1 copy of Jet Energy just in case, when you attach it to one of your bench Pokemon, you move that Pokemon to the active spot. And as for my A-Spec cards, I'm using Prime Catcher. This is really great to have since you mostly want to be aggressive with this build, so picking out your target is most oftentimes what you want to do so that you can take those key knockouts. Bloodmoon URSALUNA is one of the strongest single price Pokemon that came out of the Shrouded Fable set. It's not as consistent as some single price builds, and I think this really specializes more on going against builds that can earn you multiple prizes because it can deal one-hit knockouts. But against other single price builds like Roaring Moon, this does struggle quite a bit. Although you could possibly use this as a tech card on some builds. But besides all that, I think this is a very decent card. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. And now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Bloodmoon URSALUNA. Before we get into the video, I have a small request. If you're liking the content I create, please leave a like to this video. And please support this channel by subscribing if you haven't already. This is a small click for you, but for me, it means a lot. Thank you so much for all of your support. Alright, on to our first match. My opponent won the coin flip. They've decided to go first, and we're gonna start with a Cleffa in the active spots. Before I put Mimikyu on the bench, I gotta figure out whether or not it's useful in this matchup. I think so. This could be a Charizard EX build. Yes, there's a Fire Energy, Pidgey, and also Bidoof. Okay. So, I think I will put Mimikyu in play. We can negate some damage with that, and then what I could do is get some energies with Earthen Vessel. I could sacrifice Calamitous Snowy Mountain, that way we can use Ultra Ball, because we need to discard 2 cards from our hand to use Ultra Ball. That way we can get Bloodmoon URSALUNA. And what we could do actually is take a knockout against this Pidgey. So we get these 2 fighting energies, activate Ursaluna's ability attach two basic fighting energies on it, and if you get energy here, it actually knock out their Pidgey. But we whiffed it! Oh, okay. Well, second phase is to set up our Frostlass lineup, of course. And I think I'm just gonna use Grasping Draw. So with the rescue board on Mimikyu, we can use it as a pivot now, especially if my opponent cannot damage it thanks to its safeguard ability. But they haven't set up any Charizard yet. Oh hey, this is a Dragapult and Charizard combo, which is really scary because now Cleffa can just die easy, and then they can knock out our Snorunt as well. And slowly but surely, if Mimikyu, although Mimikyu is immune to damage, if it's in the active, the damage counter spread will be able to kill it as well. So you gotta be careful with that. Alright, so since we have Prime Catcher, I might just have to take advantage of this and take out their Dreepy as soon as possible. And don't worry about the damage that Snowy Mountain deals on our own Pokemon. Monkey Dory can just transfer those damage and increase the damage output for Ursaluna. For the meantime, I'm just gonna use Arven to get Vengeful Punch, and then we only have one other Ursaluna in our deck, so one is prized. Although I'll just get more energies with Earthen Vessel. I think that's priority. We have Ultra Ball. I could use that to get another Ursaluna if I need to. And I'm just gonna Prime Catcher their Dreepy. Also move my Ursaluna in the active spot, and before anything, I'll just use Earthen Vessel to get two more basic energies. And I'm just gonna use Mad Bite, deal 100 base damage, knocking out their Dreepy for our first prize. And we got Lana's Aid. Hey, that's awesome. So even though my opponent, even if they evolve into a Charizard EX, knock out my Ursaluna, the Vengeful Punch will deal 4 damage counters, and then we can even transfer, recover that Dark Energy, put it on Monkey Dory, Energy Switch the Psychic Energy to our new Ursaluna, and we can deal a knockout blow to their Charizard EX. But for now, my opponent actually just evolves into Charmeleon. But since it has ability, it actually gets damaged by our Frostlass. So slowly but surely, we are killing their Charizard EX. So I'll just transfer the Dark Energy to Monkey Dory, attach an energy to Ursaluna, and then we can transfer these damage counters to their Charmeleon. So at the end of their turn, even if they attack with a Charizard EX, we should be able to knock it out with another Ursaluna. Since we can use another supporter this turn, I think I'm just gonna use Arven to get Nest Ball and rescue board. And with this Nest Ball, I think I'm just gonna get another Snorunt. The more damage counters we spread, I think the easier for us to knock out their Pokemon. And since Bibarel is weak against fighting, we're actually dealing a huge amount of damage to knock it out. So we got our second prize for the game. We got our Ursaluna, so that makes it a lot easier actually for us. So now with Lana's Aid, we could just even recover energies and still get a knockout against their Charizard EX. So with the Rare Candy, they finally managed to evolve into their Pidgeot EX, evolve their Charizard EX with the Infernal Rain ability. They can search their deck for fire energies and then attach them to their Pokemon. And I think they're just gonna attack with Pidgeot. They should be able to knock out this Ursaluna, and by doing so, that also activates Vengeful Punch, and that will deal damage to Pidgeot EX. And that 4 damage counters, guys, that makes a huge difference. We can set up another Ursaluna here. We should be able to knock out this Pidgeot EX. And not to mention, Frostlass is dealing continuous damage to all of their ability users. And for the meantime, we're going to transfer damage to their Dreepy because Dragapult does not have any abilities, so that's very important. But with enough energies in our hand, we can use Bloodmoon URSALUNA once again, fully energize it, and then I could just retreat and use Mad Bites, and 220 should be enough to knock out this Pidgeot EX at the end of this turn, thanks to FROSLASS ability, taking out its last HP, getting us 2 prizes. That is insane. Man, this Bloodmoon URSALUNA is crazy. Despite the resistance of flying type, and they're gonna boss my FROSLASS, dude. That is actually a bad idea. Well, they can take out my Monkey Dory. Well, they didn't evolve into a Dragapult EX, so I think we're safe. But they're gonna take a knockout against FROSLASS, and you know what, guys? With 7 damage counters, that's more than enough for us to take a knockout against this Charizard EX. So we're just gonna put our Bloodmoon URSALUNA in the active. Mad Bite is dealing 310 damage, knocking out their Charizard EX to win us the game. Good game. Alright, on to our next match. My opponent will be going second. I'm gonna start with Monkey Dory, and we also have Snorunt on the bench, but our opening hand is horrible, guys. All we could do is really just play the Snowy Mountain, attach Vengeful Punch on Monkey Dory, and then just end our turn. Could just lose this, actually. I could use Lannis 8 to recover Monkey Dory to stall for a few more turns if my opponent knocks out Monkey Dory. So we're going against Raging Bolt EX. It has the potential to attack on their first turn, going second. They have a bunch of Teal Mask Ogerpon EX, and with Earthen Vessel getting them basic energies, they can definitely use Teal Mask to accelerate energy onto themselves and then draw 1 extra card. Thankfully, our Calamitous Snowy Mountain is actually taking effect, damaging their Ogerpon, and each time they do this, it puts it in range of Bloodmoon URSALUNA to easily knock it out. But we do have to set it up. Pokestop. Hey, that actually could help us out. If we could just get like Nest Ball or something, we can get Cleffa. Start drawing extra cards. Otherwise, we're dead drawing. Pokegear 3.0. They whiff it. Another one. They whiff it again. Alright. They're left with 1 card. Oh. Forgot they didn't use their Squawk and Seize ability yet, so that got them more cards. They got Raging Bolt EX ready to go. Another Earthen Vessel to get them lightning and fighting energies to attach. If they can get... Oh, they didn't get to attack. Hey, we survive another turn. We got an Arven. Perfect. At least we're not dead. So for now, I'm just going to get Nest Ball and Vengeful Punch. And I think I'll just get Cleffa. Actually, I should have just gotten the Buddy Buddy Poffin, but that's fine. I'll use Prime Catcher. I have no other choice to retreat my Monkey Dory. Attach Vengeful Punch on Cleffa as well. I don't think we'll need Consoling Cologne, so with that, I'll just use Pokestop. We got Energy Retrieval, which is awesome. And we're just gonna Grasping Draw. Still no energies, though. We have Energy Retrieval, but no energies to retrieve. Okay. But now my opponent retreats, and with their Raging Bolt fully energized, they can attack. Start taking knockouts here. Thankfully, we have another Cleffa, so as long as we can retreat, we should be able to draw more cards. And the Vengeful Punch takes effect, putting 40 damage to Raging Bolt. And I think that's enough damage, guys. 4 damage counters on Raging Bolt is enough to get a knockout, but we need those energies. I'm going to use Pokestop. Unfortunately, we didn't get any item cards. But actually discarding those energies helps us out because we have Energy Retrieval. We get 2 fighting energies. And then with URSALUNA, we can activate its ability by putting it in the bench, attaching 2 fighting energies. And with Jet Energy, despite not having any switching cards, guys, we can take a knockout here. Mad Bite is dealing 220 damage, enough to knock out their Raging Bolt, getting us our first 2 prizes. Not too bad, man. Hey! I thought we were done for with that Pokestop. Because I panicked for a second because we didn't get any item cards, but after thinking about it, discarding those energies actually helped a huge amount. Thankfully, we had that energy retrieval in our hand so we could recover it. So now we are ahead in the price trade here. I can use Lannis 8 to recover Bloodmoon Ursaluna with a bunch of energies, but we need one more energy to fully power it up. And another problem we have is that Raging Bolt does not have any damage counters, so we're actually not dealing enough damage. If anything, it's going to be 100 base damage to it, so we have to either start transferring those damage counters from their Pokemon to Raging Bolt, or use Munkidori to transfer our damage to theirs. They failed their Pokemon Catcher, but they have Prime Catcher, and they will target FROSLASS. But they're just gonna end their turn. Okay. And all the while, all of their Pokemon with abilities are receiving damage from our FROSLASS. So not too bad. So with Lannis 8, I'm just going to use that to recover Cleffa and also the Dark Energy. So I can attach it to Munkidori, transfer the energy from Ursaluna to FROSLASS so we can retreat to Cleffa, and then I'm going to use Ultra Ball so that I can grab Alakazam. And what I'm going to try and do is actually transfer those damage counters from their other Pokemon to their Raging Bolt. For now, I'll just use Munkidori, and then Painful Spoons transfer from Ogerpon to their other Raging Bolt. And we're just gonna end our turn by using Grasping Draw. We got a bunch of energies. Fighting energy is what we need, and that's enough to power up our Bloodmoon Ursaluna. So if they cannot boss our Ursaluna, we should be safe. Oh, they have Pokemon Catcher. Oh, man, they got heads, alright. And they're gonna target our Ursaluna. It's very unfortunate, because now we don't have any backup attacker, which is really bad. And that's the thing with Bloodmoon Ursaluna. You can't just put it in the bench and energize it. You want it in your hand so that you can use its ability to fully power it up. That's the only thing. So there it is. With Raging Bolt, they take a knockout against our Bloodmoon Ursaluna. I wish now I hadn't used Lana's Aid, but it is what it is. I could go for their Pokestop again, maybe hope for an Ultra Ball. Got Buddy Buddy Puff, and I could stall with Mimikyu. We have one more Fighting Energies, a few Ultra Balls, so I don't know. I'm just gonna attach an energy to Mimikyu. Take a chance with Iono, I think. That will reduce their hand size to 4. Alright, we got Bloodmoon Ursaluna, that's good. Adrena Brain. We're just gonna continue to do this, and we're gonna Painful Spoons from this Ogerpon to this Raging Bolt. Could recover Lana's Aid. Yeah, let's get Iono and Lana's Aid with Palpad, and I'm just going to Grasping Draw one more time. Alright, cool. So now, all we have to do is actually worry about knocking out 2 of their Pokemon. All of their Pokemon is basically within knockout range. You can knock out their Ogerpon and any of their Raging Bolt at this point. Just have to set up our Ursaluna, fully energize it, and then just take prizes. Thankfully, my opponent is only taking 1 prize at a time. And I like the fact that they cannot take multiple prizes. So, Raging Bolt is very powerful. It can take 1-hit knockouts, but very linear. It only does 1 target at a time, so that's the only downside to Raging Bolt, I think. Alright, they take a knockout against our Cleffa. At this point, we have Arven. I could get a Rescue Board. That way I can pivot out this Mimikyu. And then... oh, we got Lana's Aid. Hey, how about that? I could use that also. I think I'll just do that. I'll recover Bloodmoon again, and then 2 basic Fighting Energies. And with this energy from Mimikyu, we don't have to get the rescue board. So for now, that's what we're gonna do. Attach this. Most likely this Ursaluna is just gonna die anyway, so getting those damage counters is not that bad. And yeah, we're just gonna what I can do actually is put damage counters to this Ogerpon. Maybe take a knockout by transferring all those damage. Or, dude, I should have just put it on Squawk ability actually. It has less HP, but I've already started, so we're gonna go with Ogerpon EX. Knock out their Raging Bolts. If we don't set up another Ursaluna, I could possibly just knock out their Ogerpon. So if we transfer 3, that'll be 15, 16, 17. Yeah, within 2 turns, as long as we have Monkey Dory in place and Alakazam, we should be fine. And with FROSLASS taking effect, it's actually going to be a lot easier for us to knock out that Ogerpon EX. So yeah, we're just going to secure our win here. We don't have any energies in sight, so I'm just gonna transfer as much damage as I can to this Ogerpon. 6, 7, 8. And then if I can get another Monkey Dory, I can even transfer 3 more damage and I should be able to win. Yeah. So I just secure my win here. Monkey Dory, even though I don't have any more energies in my hand. All I need is an energy. So energy retrieval can get us dark energy. But Earthen Vessel is good too. Yeah, we should have the energies we need in our deck. But my opponent concedes. Alright, I will take it. Good game. Alright, on to our last match. My opponent won the coin flip. They've decided to go second. We're gonna start this one with Mimikyu in the active. We got Monkey Dory and Snorunt as well on our bench. And my opponent has Roaring Moon in their active spot. I'll just use Buddy Buddy Poffin to get Cleffa and another Snorunt. Dash an energy to Mimikyu, getting it ready to retreat to Cleffa, but since we cannot attack this turn yet, I'll just end my turn. Because our Safeguard ability prevents our opponent's EX Pokemon from damaging our Mimikyu. So the only way they can really knock out Mimikyu is by using Frenzied Gouging with this Roaring Moon EX in their active spot. Otherwise, their regular attack will not damage our Mimikyu. So first of all, they have to energize their Roaring Moon EX. They have Squawkabilly EX on their bench, and going second, my opponent definitely has the potential to attack here. And they have Baby Roaring Moon. This is bad. I'll be honest with you guys. Against Baby Roaring Moon, this build, actually, I've had a hard time winning with this build. Because first of all, it's easy for them to fully energize their Roaring Moon. They have HP buffs, and it doesn't have any ability. So FROSLASS does not deal any damage to their Roaring Moon. So the only way we can really deal damage is by transferring our damage counters dealt by FROSLASS to our own Pokemon, to Monkey Dory, or even with Alakazam, Radiant Alakazam. So we'll have to figure this out. But anyways, my opponent also has Pecharunt EX. Now it allows them to switch out their dark Pokemon to their active. Now, with their Roaring Moon ready to go, easily knocks out our Mimikyu. And it just, the Safeguard ability is just useless, you know? And this combination is actually really, really awesome. With Pecharunt, really, really awesome. Their Pokestop does not get us much, so all we're gonna do is use Grasping Draw and hope for the best. I can use Arven to get Bloodmoon Ursaluna, but even if we manage to fully energize it with the HP buff, we're not gonna be dealing enough damage to this Roaring Moon, which is really bad. And again, take another knockout against our Monkey Dory. because they had boss orders. And this is not looking good, guys. Not looking good. So with Pecharunt, it's actually really awesome because with the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, not only does it boost their HP by 60, it also prevents special conditions. Okay, we got a bunch of item cards from their Pokéstops, so even recovering energy is not going to be helpful because we mostly have dark energies and we need fighting energies. Again, even if we set up our Ursaluna, it's not gonna knock out their Roaring Moon. Let's see here. I could just get. I might as well just set it up anyways. Get Ursaluna and activate its ability, Battle Hardened. Attach 2 energies, Vengeful Punch, and then just get these dark energies, fully energize it. I can put Calamitous, Snowy Mountain, maybe if they attach an energy, they'll damage their Pokemon. I'll just recover these trainer cards for the meantime. And using Counter Catcher to stall really won't help because Pecharunt will just switch them out once again. So, I mean, we got a bunch of Arvins. Still nothing to help us out, though. With no initial damage to their Roaring Moon, we cannot knock it out. They can use Thornton to remove their Squawk ability. And it's actually a great way for removing liability. But they have Prime Catcher. They're going to target Snorunt. Yo! I will take it. Okay, subjugating chains. Again, that ancient booster just removing the special condition. But you know what? I found a weakness, guys. Since they left our Ursaluna alive, their Pecharunt is actually weak to fighting. And you know what that means? I can use Prime Catcher, put it in the active spots, and even though we're not hitting for a lot of damage, we're hitting for weakness, and that 100 base damage is enough to deal 200 to knock out their Pecharunt EX. So for now, I'll just use Arven to get Ultra Ball, set up at least one Frostlass, deal damage to their ability users, like Greninja. And we're just gonna use Mad Bites, dealing 200 damage to finally get our first 2 prizes. Insane, okay. But yeah, we're definitely having a hard time here. Canceling Cologne is not gonna be helpful. We can still use Counter Catcher though. But unless we can transfer those damage counters from Greninja to, say, their Roaring Moon EX, we could possibly take another knockout. Especially Counter Catcher is still in effect. We're still behind on the price raid, so hopefully. So now they will search their deck for a Mew EX with Nest Ball, with Ultra Ball, so they can use Restart ability, allowing them to draw until they have 3 cards in their hand. They have Energy, Switch, and what is this? What? They have what they need. They had 2 Energy Switch? Yo. What? They use Frenzied Gouging. They deal 200 damage to themselves and instantly knock out Ursaluna. Okay, well, I'll take it. That will put this Roaring Moon within knockout range then. So with Arven, I'm just gonna get Nest Ball and another Vengeful Punch. And I'll set up Bloodmoon Ursaluna. I'm just gonna slowly energize it. Slowly but surely, and I'm gonna stall. Use Counter Catcher to put this Roaring Moon in the active spot, and I'm just gonna Grasping Draw. So the reason for that, because with limited cards in their hand, and without their Pecharunt EX, they cannot easily switch out their Roaring Moon EX. Unless they have like, I don't know, switch card or something, then we're done for. They do have Professor Sada's Vitality though. They could potentially put 2 energies to this Roaring Moon, retreat it, but with no other energies to their other Pokemon, I don't think they can attack this turn. Because the other Roaring Moon EX, they can't use Frenzied Gouging, and if they just use regular attack, they'll get damaged with that Vengeful Punch. So we're still gonna get a knockout. So we're still in this game, guys. We just have to slowly energize our Bloodmoon Ursaluna, and then hope for the best. Okay, Super Rod. Thankfully, my opponent is not getting cards they need. They have 5 cards left in their deck. Again, if they don't have any way to switch out their Pokemon, we should be able to survive another turn here. Alright, cool. Cool. Put an energy to our Ursaluna. Use Pokestop, but we lost a lot of good cards there. I actually needed that Radiant Alakazam. But for now, I'm just going to use Iono. That will put their hand down to 2. And we draw 4. So with Energy Retrieval, I'm just going to grab Basic Fighting and Dark Energy. Just end my turn. So we're still in this game. If we can transfer damage counters to their Roaring Moon EX, maybe with Monkey Dory, could take a knockout there, and then take another knockout against maybe their new EX. That's the only out I can see here. So they're gonna use Calamity Storm. Unfortunately, they're gonna take a knockout here against our Cleffa. They'll take damage from Vengeful Punch. And I don't know how else we can win this one. Can use Rescue Board. I could recover Monkey Dory. Yo, we got Monkey Dory from our top deck. That's insane. Guess what, guys? We can use Adrena Brain by attaching energy to Monkey Dory. Knock out this Roaring Moon EX. Get 2 prizes. Thankfully, we got Energy Switch. And we got our Rescue Board to retreat. Energy Switch this Dark Energy. And with enough damage counters to their active, we can deal knockout blow with Bloodmoon Ursaluna, getting us our last 2 prizes. I can't believe we won that one. Good game. And that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and until next time, please stay safe and have a great day.